Okay, so I wanted to do this devlog thing for a while now to basically like summarize the progress of the mod pack development. So I have here Aiko and I have Todd, who has been helping with the pack development and the next season, and they're staff of the server. So they're gonna ask questions and that you guys have asked, and I'm gonna answer it. And they're also gonna ask their own questions, and I'm gonna try my best to answer it.
Let's start with an easy one for Mr. Fangzu. If she went this way and I went that way, then she goes that way, then I go back this way, then she keeps going this way, then I have to go that way. But she goes this way now, so I gotta go that way to see this way. Which way she goes in the back the other way, so I have to go that way. What way did she go? How big will be the actual map, and will there be claims?
This map, I think, is the biggest map we've ever had. Though the world generation is a lot different than other seasons. The center has all the landmass, and then the further out you go, it has nothing. So it's just water out there. There is stuff to explore out of the main island. Did I answer that question
thank you.
enough?
Yeah, I would say that's a good answer.
Hey, so editing me here, and I've just realized that while I was doing this editing, I didn't answer this question properly. The thing it claims is it's gonna be a little limited. I can't say why though. There's a reason.
I see a question that I really like, and it's from Weta, and it says, if Season 9 would have a mascot legendary, which one would it be?
It would either be Jirachi or Arceus. I can't say
God
why.
himself.
Yeah. But
That's fair. Interesting choices.
Jirachi is a kind of a cool part of the story. Yeah. There's also Jirachi because you guys keep wishing that the pack would come out, but it's not there yet.
I think Jirachi's interesting because it's like the wish Pokemon. It makes me think that something in the story has to do with someone wanting to make a really crazy wish, and they know Jirachi can make it come true.
I don't want to reveal too much, but the idea behind it is that Jirachi is a Pokemon that you wish stuff from. But imagine never having your wishes come through, so you decide to take it.
Is there a sort of story to the next season?
The entire season is based around a story. Originally, when I had the idea of making the next season, it started out with just wanting to fix our league. Basically, every season would have a league. People would do some kind of gym thing. It never really led anywhere, and there was never any proper Elite Four, and no one ever challenged the champion. Todd knows that because he was the champion for 2 seasons. No one battled him ever. So we wanted to fix that. And then from that one simple idea of wanting to make gym leaders, recent versions of Cobblemon made that really accessible with their NPCs and stuff. It went on to be like, all right, let's make gyms. And then from there, let's make gym puzzles. And then from there, added on, what if we make towns? And then it added on as well, well, let's just make a whole game. Here we are, 7 months in this idea of starting from, let's just fix one small thing to this insane idea.
Sneak peeks.
Sneak peeks, yeah, that's the right thing. Maybe I'll show some sneak peeks of what's going to be in the next season. There were a lot more things I wanted to add. It's just time is a constraint, and I gotta get this done as well. Feature creep has been a real issue since we started with such a simple concept, and it kept adding on, and still till now I can add so many other things. It's just you gotta stop somewhere, you know? Originally, when I had the idea of legendaries, it was such a simple concept. I was like, all right, I can make this happen within a week. People suggested, they didn't like my idea of legendaries. They wanted something better. Then I started researching into that. And then that took a month of development. Because there are things that I look at right now and I'm like, could have done that better. I could change this. This could be better, but there's no time.
One is from Wee and one is from Pigeon. What color is Ditto?
Okay, Ditto. This is politics. Alright, listen, under my regime, right? Alright, wait, I can't put that in the video. One thing we can all agree on, and I think the important thing, is that shiny Ditto is blue.
Agreed.
Yes. Peterson also suggested that we call this version of the season Pokemon Pink and Purple.
Okay, no. Season is actually called Crafted Explorers Presents Cobblemon Luna Fall.
Lunafall.
Ooh.
That's a
Yeah.
good name.
Right, so that's basically where the story comes from, and there's gonna be a trailer that's gonna come out sooner or later. I just need to get the freaking quest done.
Would there be unofficial player-run gyms?
Originally, the idea I had was that we would make these NPC gyms, and then people can take up the role to manage a gym. But now that we're at this point where the gyms are an essential part of the story, and it's necessary that you have to beat the gyms to progress, it's no longer feasible to do that. Players want to have their own gyms and their own entire league. That's all fine.
You were talking earlier about sneak peeks and trailers.
Right.
I recall you having posted one of a bigger sneak peek of a pixelated image. Will there be ever a reveal what was behind this image?
When I had the building going on, I had everyone assigned to different towns. Mochi helped a lot with one. Aiko helped with the first town a lot. And also all the interiors were mostly done by Aiko. Very few were done from me. Tots town was number 5. The town you guys saw was number 5. It's a really nice town. It's a really nice building, and props to Tot for that.
Oh, thank you. But you did also really long. I saw you building away. For example, a big part of the cave was done by you.
Yeah, I mean, the puzzle started with simple ideas and then feature creeped their way into what they are right now. Everything we made, we had to make vanilla friendly.
Want to use
Making-
those ideas in the future.
Yep, reuse in the future, but also a mod might update and they might remove a block or something, and that simply can break an entire build. I'm not even gonna talk about the freaking parkour. Every
Oh,
single
yeah.
gym
The
puzzle you
videos
guys
that-
would see was entirely tested, meaning I had to be able to go through it, not once, but like 10 times.
We have one by Shade. It's about how many megas we add from Legends ZA to our pack, like how many will be in it.
My biggest problem with it is that the NPCs don't get to use megas. So it's kind of a little unfair, but at the same time, I do want to have it in. I want to have everything I can throw in there. Most likely, they will be further down in the pack at points where you probably need that advantage. I can't spoil that part. Tot knows what I'm talking about when I say you need that advantage, because endgame in this gets kind of...
If you struggle ever against an NPC, remember that most of the NPCs I did, so cry.
Do we have the 2% dungeon mod this season as well?
Okay, no, we don't have that this season. World Gen was a little tricky to add dungeons and stuff in, but there are other things that you will need to look for on the map. That's pretty important.
What did you find the most enjoyable?
It's a hard one to explain. Basically, a lot of the development was really difficult, mainly because there were many learning curves. Honestly, one of the most enjoyable things was when stuff finally worked. I think there was one point in time where I finished something. I can't remember exactly what it was. And it was such a frustrating thing for me to get done. And I remember when I got it done, it was like 2 a.m. at night, and I just sat there and cried because I was happy, and I can't remember what it was.
Aww.
Actually, can't remember what it was, but like I remember being so frustrated and finally getting it done. I was like, damn, I hate this so much. But I was so happy getting it done. One is that this was something I always wanted to do. Like, since I've been a kid, I remember wanting to make a Pokemon game. So, like, this is kind of cool. But at the same time, this is not the format I would choose to do anything in, because Minecraft has way too many limitations. One thing I got out of this is that I have way more capability than I think I did ever before, and I won't say I will do another season like this, because this is just taking way too long. Maybe some assets can be reused, like we could have the gyms carry over, and gym leaders and NPCs can probably carry into the future. Also, I do want to say big props to Jake for the initial storyline, because he is the one who gave all the initial NPCs their personality, which just kind of fell into like a story, and then from there like things fell in place. So it's not just my story, it is a lot of Jake, it's a lot of Todd, it's a lot of Aiko. Even Mochi helped with some part of it. Aegeus also, well, Aegeus really wanted to have gambling. That's all I can say about that one.
Let's go gambling.
We helped a lot with the NPC creation teams. Todd also helped a lot with that. Aiko helped with that. Jake helped a lot with that. Like, the initial teams were all Jake. Yeah, everyone did a lot.
Funny fact, I tried I think it was an Elite Four team. I tried it in actual Pokemon Showdown compared to Steam, and I won with it. Good luck to you
I
guys.
think I remember that. Was it like Regulation I?
It is Regulation 8.
That is one thing that took a while to set up as well, is we needed regulations for some NPC battles. Oh yeah, I think that was one of the things that also frustrated me a lot, because that Molang script is about like what, 800 lines long. I don't know if it's great. It kind of frustrates me because like when you go to battle a gym leader and he tells you, nah, you got illegal Pokemon, frick off, and I'm like, god dang it.
So I'm very interested in whether or not events are planned.
I did say that I don't wanna do middle management while the season is running. I want to play this as well, and I also want all of the staff to enjoy it. So like Aiko, Todd, everyone to have like their own like playthrough of the entire thing. I literally want no one to have pop permissions, as wackadoodle as that sounds. For events, that would kind of break that, unless there's planned events, which I think I can spoil this part. Okay, so the mechanics we went with for legendaries were, I'm not gonna spoil everything, but one important thing is raid dungeons are the only way to get some of the legends. And in order to conquer raid dungeons, you're gonna need to team up with other people. So that's an event in itself. There will also be things like shiny days.
Yeah, but I feel like for events there will also be maybe tournaments or something.
Events would be, in a sense, outside the world, and more with the server and the community.
We would continue to have events like we do right now, like with Aiko hosting all the games and stuff. The only thing that I would not influence is anything within the pack itself. Like, you know, previously we had games like Spleef in the server, and then you won something on the server. Don't particularly think I'm gonna do stuff like that.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
Question.
Triceratops.
Good answer.
Why is Ditto not the cover legendary? Isn't Ditto legendary enough for you?
Okay, Ditto isn't the cover legendary because Ditto is actually the antagonist.
Whoa.
No, but that would make a kind of crazy story.
Ditto is like
Next
impersonating
season,
a
question
person.
mark?
Perchance? Maybe? What's Ditto's goal? That's the question.
Slowly the world converts into pink slime.
You mean
It's
blue
pink.
slime, right?
Pink. What if he's like,
Anyways, you said a lot about coding. What would you say is better, JavaScript or Java?
okay, so one thing I learned is JavaScript is really easy to read, like human readable, but oh my gosh, it sucks. Java is cool because you can make a lot with it, and it is like an entire programming language, not like a JavaScript is good for web development because that's what it's made to do. It's made so that people can read it and develop stuff for the web easy. I have been spending a lot of freaking time with JavaScript, so like, I don't know, JavaScript, but also Java is necessary. I would say like the majority of mod developers don't ever have to touch JavaScript. JavaScript mixing with Java is a very, very cursed thing. It's not good. It's not how it's supposed to be. So it would be Java.
Okay.
Okay, question for Aiko. What, from your perspective, do you think was the toughest part of development? The thing is, like, with all the development, I've kept like all certain parts of everything secret from everyone. So there's always something cool for everyone to witness when the entire thing is put together. I think the thing that I'm gonna get surprised with is when I have to freaking battle the trainers, and I'm like, what the frick?
I remember we were talking about how difficult some of Tat's teams were, so to the point where he had to tone them down. So the
I remember.
experience that we, the players, are getting is actually the toned down version.
I was doing some testing yesterday where I had to like faint a lot. I was using one of Todd's gym leaders, and the freaking gym leader would use the same thing every single time. I would try to faint as quick as possible, and this gym leader would just not let it happen. Use trick room, stealth rock, everything out the bat first. Like, dude, chill. Not only do we have like Todd's genius all over the place, and then we is out there like creating like insane teams straight out of Radical Red. The funny thing was when Pigeon was suggesting his teams and didn't even know that we were putting it in the game, and then they were like, wait, are you guys putting it in the thing? He's like, yeah. Like, oh no.
Could make like a faux interview, or like have it be interviewing each of the gym leaders.
Interviewing the gym leaders, that's crazy, dude. That's awesome. That is such a good idea. There is one NPC which has a voice. I don't want to spoil any of that. What did you from witnessing the entire development think the hardest part was?
The dungeons, the dens,
Oh,
having to
the
do
secret
with
stuff.
having to do with that. Yeah,
Right. Yeah, no,
didn't want to reveal too much.
that was
But I know
freaking pain.
that was tough.
That was freaking pain. Yeah, because there was so many points off that step where I was like, nope, this is not working. I should turn around, and I kept going, and I'm like, nope, this is not working. I should turn around. You know, like you keep going down like this freaking dark alley, and it just keeps getting darker and darker and darker, and you just keep thinking, I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here. And you just keep going. That's what that was. And then like, it's still like that because like I look at some of the things that I did and I'm like, I'm not happy with some of this, but it's the best thing I got. Thought this is a wide open question for you, right? Alright, what's the thing you're the most excited for? Oh no, that's such an easy question. I know the answer.
What you think it is?
Battling the teams.
Yeah.
Todd is ready to freaking take those.
You cannot get a
down.
competitive out of me.
If there was one thing we could have done differently, what do you think it could have been?
That's a hard one.
Definitely. I can't let you get away with the easy question when I asked I go a tough one.
Yeah, definitely more help would have been really good at some point. Especially, I feel like if we at some point get a builder group or something, that would be amazing. Especially for how much was built in this project.
Builder team would be freaking awesome. Aiko, what
For
would
sure.
you change?
The entire thing. Scrap it. I'm joking.
Okay. Bet. Let's go. Okay. I just flushed my PC down the toilet.
If I were to change an aspect of it, I might have put more control into the hands of the players. And while I understand the choices made, I might have given the players a bit more freedom.
There's a lot of story next season that is very, very controlled, but Sandbox doesn't go well with adventure. It's so difficult to like make work together, like especially story progression. Sandbox does not work well.
I think specifically it's almost incompatible with Pokemon's super linear progression style.
The other thing is, if I could have made it so that you could just go to any town and battle any gym leader in progression, I don't know how that would have worked.
It'd be cool if there was some way that you could get like them to check how many badges you have and then do a team based on your amount of badges. That'd require a lot more work, I think, though.
Yeah, that's an impossible amount of work. Not really impossible, but like, let's
8
just
teams
say...
for every gym leader.
Well, yeah, but then you need You need to have an outcome for how many gym badges they have. So that's 8 by 8. So that's
64.
as many. How would the story
Yeah.
progress? As example is if you needed to be in this town for this to happen. I don't think I want to spoil this part of the thing. Well, I guess I could. Is one of the things we have is access to certain mods are locked behind beating a gym. So imagine like you go to the 8th one, get the op stuff right off the bat. You beat them because you have only one. You have 0 gym badges. They have weak Pokemon because you have 0 gym badges. That would not
But
make
they're
sense.
still the 8th gym leader, so.
Yeah.
What do you think your proudest achievement will be?
I think when everything is put together and working and it's finally like up there, it will be as if I made an entire game. And I think that would be a big achievement in itself for me. Like my biggest fear is like making everything and things just not working. Like,
Nothing works and nobody likes it. That's a valid fear.
I wouldn't say
Yeah.
no one likes it. I
But I
mean,
feel
might enjoy my own thing regardless, but
That's
you
fair.
know how there's like bugs every season, no matter what I do?
Yeah.
That is my fear. Like things just freaking
I mean,
working.
Players will always find some weird ways to cheese around.
Yeah, my greatest achievement would be if everything just works. I would be so happy. It would be like an entire full game just working, you know? The entire pack development has been like literally Sisyphus pushing a boulder up a mountain. There's been points and times where like I've stopped pushing the boulder and like I've just been like burnt out. A good example is the last 2 months. I have not been doing as well as I did when I started. It's just been like I can't do as much as I did. You know, the boulder is going up inch by inch instead of like meter by meter. It's taking a
So like
long
the
time.
Sisyphus image, but it's blue and the boulder is the new season.
The thing is, right, like right now when I look at the current thing, there's 8 steps. Then within those 8 steps are like 200 things to do each. And it's like, my gosh, when is this going to end? Maybe I'll spoil this on screen right now, is making the starter selection. Okay, I can't actually show this because this would spoil the starters. But when I did make the starter selection, trying to get everything perfect and all the little nitpicks and all the little da-da-da. When it was finally done, I remember like speaking to the professor and getting the Pokemon. I was like, this is so good. Real, you know, like a real game. It was like, I don't know, I was freaking happy. That in a larger scale, like being able to go through the towns, talk to all the different NPCs, go through the builds, go from one town to another, knowing that okay, I struggled this much to put this town here, fit it into the map, generate the entire map, generate this and that and the other, do all of this development, you know, play through the entire thing would be a really fun experience.
I feel like one really good part about the mod pack and graphics source themselves is we don't charge. Like, no matter how long it takes to develop, you will never have to buy anything from us, and you cannot pay to win. Like, you will never be able to just buy RCs at the beginning of the server.
There's a big part of me that was thinking at one point in time, because of the time and investment put into this, maybe I should put a donation link somewhere, and I was like, nah, just don't bother.
Donations maybe, but definitely no pay to win.
Yeah, but even I'm hesitant to even accept donations at all, because like I just don't feel like it, you know. Like one thing I do know is for next season there I will have to pay for a server, because our current server is not powerful enough to run this next season the way it is. So I am gonna have to pay for a server for a while, because the season is meant to run for a while. So I already have that money allocated. Like I've put aside some of my own salary, that all right, this is for that to run for 7 months, and I still have it there. And you know what's something stupid I did way back in December, when I was telling myself that, you know, this pack is gonna finish in a month, it's gonna finish by the end of the month, it's gonna finish by the end. I kept doing that to myself. I bought a server, right? And I set up everything I needed to have set up, and it ran, and I paid December, January, February, and then in February I was like, dude, I keep saying it's gonna finish by the end of the month. It's not finishing. All right, cancel the server. 'Cause I was just paying for nothing. But yeah, here we are in April. Maybe by the end of the month. April
Like you're gonna April
Fools.
Fools yourself?
Dude, what if we change like our server logo instead of CE to just be a 6 and 7? Okay, now I have a question for both of you guys. What was the hardest task I've given both of you so far?
Learn to create.
Oh my gosh. Really? I feel like I've given you so much like other things that are like,
Well, I feel like most of it's been pretty simple.
what about you, Todd?
I feel like for me it was the attempt to code the actual NPCs.
See, that's a
Um,
lot more. That's a lot harder.
I recall my first NPC, I was happy it worked somehow, wondering why it didn't work, and you just had to change one thing because it was a typo in the code. Like one little typo and suddenly it worked.
I remember that.
I only managed to make one NPC work, and even there it was like you would have had to put the manual code of the team into the code of the NPC, so you cannot change afterwards. Let's just say it will be really funny if there are 300 NPCs and you have to find the one that has an error in it.
I do remember at the start when I wanted to finish up the builds and stuff. I remember asking you to learn the NPCs, and yeah, you just kind of looked at Molang, and I remember you asking me like, yeah,
It's torture.
yeah. The thing is, I
I
didn't
feel
want to
like-
touch Molang at all, which is why I got you to do it, and then you kind of gave up on it after you did that worst one, and then I had to touch Molang, and then I was like, I understand. I hate this. NPCs were and still are kind of a pain. Molang is a very, very interesting language. There's a lot of capabilities, but it is not fun. To the point that one of the things I did when I started making NPCs was I made a Python script to make dialogue and made a Python script to generate teams from PokePaste. I think that's the end of the questions. We've been here like 1 hour and 20 minutes. I can't get Jake in this. He's pretty busy with school. But I do want to say thank you to everyone that's been part of the help. We for suggesting all the music, for putting efforts behind the teams. Mochi for her efforts in the builds, inspirations. Aiko for his inspirations and efforts in the builds. Thought for his inspiration builds, teams. Every little piece of code he did so far. And overall, Jake for, I could continuously go on and on about this, but I kind of want to end the video. And this is an hour and something to edit down, so if I forgot anyone, I do want to say thank you. Thank you for watching this thing, and I hope your questions were answered. If you do have any more questions, you can throw it in the Discord. They won't be in another video. I think this is probably the only devlog.
If we reach a big milestone, I think, yeah, definitely there will be a small devlog.
Okay, yeah. What would be the next milestone? That's a good question.
I feel like if we go deep into bug testing, maybe to show some funny bugs that existed.
True, once we get to bug testing, I think that's a big milestone. Like once all the NPCs are in place and like the storyline is fully set, towns are already kind of done. The map is already built. But yeah, like once you're into bug testing, that's a big milestone. So probably at that point we'll maybe do another devlog. So if you guys have any more questions, you can throw it into that channel. I am gonna be kind of inactive in like Hangout from now till whenever I can push some major developments. We do need some help with some things. We're still taking suggestions for music because I haven't put that into the thing yet. Team suggestions are also really important. Even if we fill up the sheet and we get more, that's still better. Because more NPCs are better. It's better to have more than like a dead map. There's always like space to put new things. And also you don't have to make like fully cohesive teams. It could be fun teams like a guy with a Ludicolo. You know. You can put descriptions like that as well if you want. One thing that I am looking for is people that know specific mods really well to do quest lines. Because right now it's just me and Aiko doing quests. And they take a lot of time since you have to do it in game and you also have to do a frick ton of research to do each one. So like when I asked him to learn create, it was for create quest lines. Which are specific to this mod pack. But yeah, we are looking for people that wanna help with that.
Cobblemon?
Is that an insight or?
Oh, Cobblemon. True, there is a lot of
I think we're gonna struggle with that.
There is a lot of additions and changes to Cobblemon.
Just imagine we get done
And
and
done
then
stream.
when we get done, Common 1.8 releases.
That's
With
okay.
a
We
whole
can wait a little bit because the thing is, anytime a new Cobblemon comes out, yes, there's a lot of hypes, and personally, I really don't care about chasing hype. Like, I did it once. It just the thing is, right? Anyone that joins from hype normally joins and then they leave like in a month when their Minecraft phase ends. No, the thing is, like, most of the players that stick around for the long run, they don't join from hype. They see the server and they join because, you know, someone brought them in or something like that. And I don't know, I think that's cool. I think we can continue to grow like that. Hype never really did much for the server. And on top of that, a lot of servers chase hype because that's the best time you can generate money, and this server only generates negative money, so it's a stonks meme, but turn it sideways. That was awesome talking to you guys about this. Oh wait, I have one more question. Okay, wait. What was your favorite part of development so far, Aiko?
I enjoyed hanging out with my friends.
But
It's
like
cheesy,
that.
but whatevs.
It is cheesy. What about you, Todd?
Pretty known, it was the developing of the Pokemon teams, especially the bigger fights, like all the Elite Four, all the Gym Lead, all other major characters. It was all fun to do, and like it took a while to get into some of the characters and think, okay, what kind of Pokemon would they use? But it was fun.
That was freaking awesome. For me, one of the things that I really enjoy was like every time I had to host a meeting or something and then I had to like present something and it was like, you know that guy that's pointing at the freaking whiteboard that's like a big conspiracy theory? It feels like that every single time. It's like I'm just yapping random stuff. It somehow always kind of falls into place. It's so crazy. Like when we were I can't spoil this part, can I?
No, you can.
When we were discussing Redacted, and then like Aiko just suggested Redacted, and then I was like, oh my gosh, and then I went out and made Redacted, and then Redacted actually looked really good. Here's a picture of Redacted. Anyways, thank you guys for helping me with this video. Now,
Of course.
Todd's next job is to edit this.
Oh hell!
I'm just
If you
kidding.
see silly videos in it, that's my fault.
I'm not sending Todd an hour and 32 minutes to edit. I'm gonna edit this. I just hope I finish this
You know what?
video before the mod pack finishes. You guys have anything
Okay.
else to say?
We really look forward to working further on the pack and also having fun with the community.
Aiko, any last words? Felt like I'm executing you.
Delete my browser
Yeah.
history.
Delete your browser history. Here's a picture of Aiko's browser history.
No!
My final words would be thank you guys for watching the video. Ditto is pink.